everyone, this is Ebony again on Ebony Talk. This is my third episode. Yes, I know it's been a while, like 6 months. I've last made a talk show. Anyways, there's a lot to catch up on. I was away for a 3 month period in Guyana, and yes, there's a lot to say about my trip out there. I wouldn't say it's leisure. It's mostly like business and work related kind of thing. So I would like to start discussing that, and then I can move on to some topics of interest. What's been happening, recently occurring in my life and my experiences and so forth with Guyana and how things are out there, right? So, first of all, when I landed out there during the ending of March, the first thing I experienced it wasn't the best experience. Like just to land in a country and you're met with an issue. The issue was cattle in my yard, cattle on the beach, cattle in my father's property, right? His compound on the beach there. So I had to go to the police station at 51, and I made a report, and so it took several weeks to resolve. During my time out there. As you know, when I'm out there, I'm usually following up with my dad's case, and I have so many other things to do. Attend meetings. I do government volunteer work out there as well, and all these things. So I have my plate full. I have, as my friends say, I have my work cut out for me, right? Yeah. So it took many weeks for the police to respond to the matter, and then when it was dealt with, I had to end up going to the cattle farmer's house, and yes, him and his family were ready for me, I should say. Lots of verbal attacks and so. And the first thing I should say, though, cattle should not just be allowed on the beach. Like, there's so many international tourism destinations. If Guyana wants to move forward, they have Exxon going on, they have oil, they have all these important projects, international projects happening in Guyana every year. CETA, UNDP, all kind of development and management and funding from the World Bank and ties with the European Union and whosoever. They're supposed to, be more, what should I say, more progressive, if that's what they call themselves, the present government especially, PPP, People's Progressive Party. Um, the cattle on the beach issue, I resolved that in 2010 with Honorable Minister Ben, who is now Minister of Home Affairs. And yes, I don't know if I resolved an issue. How come it keeps like reoccurring? Well, it didn't reoccur for a while. Only now they chose, like 10 years later, after leaving Guyana, then they started bringing back this issue back on track. So yeah, I addressed this recently to the region chairman. He said there was a new beach committee formed. The last one was dissolved. First of all, I want to know if like persons like myself, such as myself, who are so correlated with the 63 beach and so, and have property and so out there, and are tied with it, and are beach property shareholders, stakeholders, whatever you want to call us. How come us being those prominent people who have beach lands on the beach are not being included in like beach affairs? And this is not the first time, I had to push my way to be in the beach management committee as a young woman growing up. I had to go to university. and balanced beach management committee meetings, and also was part of the Chamber of Commerce, all these things, yes. And yeah, it was very, very much active role I played in my society when I was a younger woman growing up in Guyana. Anyways, that was just 10 years ago. What I want to say, yeah, so the region chairman tells me there's a new beach committee formed, but like, okay. And then he doesn't, like, I'm not hearing anything, I don't know what else, who's next, and I don't understand who gets chosen for these positions, and who gets picked to be boss, and who's ruling, and I don't understand any of these things. Anyways, um, all I know, like even my father says so. At the end of the day, just do your own thing, and so, but they too, they have to realize what they're doing on the beach as well. They have to also consult with us property owners, and so on, and people around should know what's going on, whatever plans they have. What is it really that they're trying to do? I have no idea what they're trying to do. All I know is that I made a beach management project. I actually made several, and I submitted them just before leaving the country in 2010, 2012, circa. I can't remember the date now, but it was May, and I know it was the last beach meeting, and it has to be later. Yeah, it has to be 2012, I think, because Donald Ramutar was in power that time, and I handed them over to him, and Minister Irfan Ali was there, present there, at that meeting, and yes, if I gave these people these projects like over 10 years ago, like, what are they doing? What's going on, all those ideas I hear Mr. Bidesi talking about, like managing and zoning, and those were all my father and I, we made those projects. That was one of the project, oh boy, Chamber of Commerce got funding for. Remember that $10,000 story? I think that was in 2010. Yes, I'm just confusing myself with dates, and so much random things to talk about. Yes. They got funding, right? And then they didn't really do anything. They didn't do anything that was in that project. I handed over that project. At that time was Minister of Tourism Maniram Prashad. He had that project. And then I don't know how it got in the hands of the chamber. So that's what I'm trying to show you. Like, people submit things, people do things, and then they don't want to give you, the government doesn't want to give you any kind of recognition for your work. And so, and yeah, they got the $10,000 funding. I just saw a couple rusty barrels along the beach. They put to collect garbage. Probably they even found them, or someone donated them, or what, I don't know. Then couple stick signs were made about no littering, and that was it. I don't see what development or what took place at that time. And so you see, like, the funds and the projects and all these things are going into the wrong hands, and so, and this very much needs to be addressed, and us who make the projects and who dedicate ourselves towards Guyana, we should be a part of those things. Well, what's the sense that I'm doing all of this, and then I'm being like a captain being kicked off their own boat, right? It's not fair. So yes, moving forward, I did have some discussion while I was out there with Home Affairs Minister about what's going on the beach, my dad's murder and all of that. There needs to be regular policing, and so also, I didn't get to meet her, but I had a brief, like, text message, kind of WhatsApp message conversation with the present tourism minister. So she also wants to see my projects and all these things, but you see, I've been dealt with some bad cards, and I've been dealt with, like, in the wrong hands and stuff. So I don't know. On my projects too, I don't know if, like, who I should submit my stuff to, and if I'm going to ever get to be a part of my own project. So yes, that's why some people choose to work independently or on their own or with their own group of people they prefer to work with. Yes. So moving forward, yes. I don't know about submitting any project to her and how that's gonna work out, and so. But one more thing I must add. Yeah, all those property on the beach are privately owned. If some of you do not know, um, NDC does not really have any kind of, like, power really of over the beach, which they do try to claim, but it's mostly private property owners who own those individual beach gardens and so beach property on the beach. They're just in charge of, like, yeah, if they want to clean up the beach, if they want to be rangers and clean up the beach and whatsoever. Yes, I was saying the Guyana government has to collaborate and cooperate with beach property stakeholders, right? Yeah. So the thing is, we all heard the first lady had some kind of project that she was flaunting herself about. I don't know if those were my projects that I submitted that time in 2010 May, right? And yes, all those as I said, were my father and I, our ideas about beach zoning, beach management, beach rangers, allocating certain areas for certain activities, all these things, beach cleaning, security, having a medical center there in case somebody gets hurt, a security hut, maybe a policing outpost, since there's, like, always some kind of accident or something occurs on the beach there. God forbid all the past murders and whatsoever happened on the beach, and so leaving out my father to his demise and the security guards, and so yes. So there is a lot of work to do on the beach, but I don't know what exactly she's trying to do, but I lost my father in a very tragic way. I tried to reach out to her and the president. They've never responded or so. Never sent me any kind of form of condolences or whatsoever. Um, Also, I heard, I think I read an article or something about her losing her father. And so too, I don't know if how exactly, but I'm just saying, we're both in the same boat, a woman to woman. She should try to reach out to other women and get them on the bandwagon. You can't act like you own 63 Beach when you don't even own property there, right? So all these things, people have to consider. They have to consider their actions and how it affects other people. And so, yes. So I'm willing to work with her, but I don't really see her willing to work with women in my area about the beach or so, or we all have to learn to cooperate. It's a small world. And especially a woman should look at helping another woman and getting her where she has to go, and so in this life. Yeah, we're all in it together. We all have to help each other, achieve our dreams and our goals, and so, right? It's no competition. No one's not better than anyone, right? So, yes, all these things, and yeah, Sunsplash, tourism and hospitality. Sunsplash, yeah, my dad's resort there at the beach. Yeah, I want to get it up and going back again, and so too. I'm been interviewing some potential investors, and so, and yeah, people who want to actually take their time and manage and protect and serve, the property to its full potential. Okay, if I have these people, right, that are gonna be out there, foreign investors, are they not supposed to get response from the police when they need a response from the police? Okay, I'm gonna get somewhere now. Okay, all right. Whenever I come to Guyana, I have to rent a house. I was renting a house by the roadside, and so sometimes it's very hard, like I notice in Guyana, to have accessibility to transportation, to just to the beach there, yeah. I have to pay every time $2,000 just to go into the beach and come out, and so a taxi. And yes, uh, where was staying, not the best place, and then dilapidated streets and all these kind of things. Anyways, yes, where am I? Getting to working and doing renovations on the property, on the beach. My mother and I would go out there, and so. But the thing is this: going out there and doing these things and trying to improve the property, and make it elegant, as it once was, and uh, I don't need people to. I take them as caretakers, and then they come and when as soon as you leave, like they sign a contract, everything with you, right? As soon as you leave, they go and ransack your building. I don't know what kind of story is this. I addressed this to the prime minister, and so he was actually saying, like, this is my own problem, and I'm gonna have to see what I'm gonna do about it. I don't know too much about that, but I'm just saying at least he could have addressed it in a better, more friendlier way, or so. Yes, I asked him if that's what your country's all about. Caretakers just every year stealing from people, and the police and the courts not doing anything. He says he can't answer that question. So, um, that's my matter, and I know all of this is being done by people around. My father's siblings, and so people who don't want to see us there on our own property and our own developments on the beach there. We were the first pioneers, by the way, for 63 Beach. I don't know why the magistrate keeps pushing himself and why he's getting like all these awards and applauses. I really don't know why. I'm gonna have to rectify some of those things in the future. My dad, yeah, with his Sun Splash Resort, 1996, okay? 1993, he went and see the property. He went and bulldozed the place, and so 96 he started building, and so. Year 2000, went out there as a family, okay? I went to high school there. I went to University of Guyana out there. I would have to drive home in the lonely, desolate darkness, waiting for the tide to recede, because that street beside the building has a lot of debate around it. I'm trying to get that street done. I did meet with one of the local government officials, and he said it should be budgeted for this October. So let's see. And it's a great midpoint access, when people are caught with the high tide on the beach and all these things. But yes, getting back to we need proper policing on the beach safety. And so I've been pushing forward with that with the Home Affairs Minister, regular policing. And so, not just like on a Sunday or not just like on holidays and only certain areas and whatsoever, right? It should be dominant and prominent, in the area, yes. Yes, moving forward, I was talking about, yeah, the police and the break-ins, yeah. So I had quite a runaround with this, um, police and break-ins, and so, for the past couple months. I'm calling. I'm not getting like not a good response or not much of a response, and so I have in my phone. I have all the messages, and so I contacted like about 18 police on the on the first break-in, on the second break-in, and yet nothing really much came of the stories. All what I need the suspects to be questioned, interrogated. I do not know why until now they're not getting this. There was somebody from the GRA who was wanting to be a property manager, and I don't see him fit for it. So he was also a family friend. He came as a friend to us. That's how they usually do it. All these enemies out there, they usually come as a friend to you. Um, yes, himself and this taxi driver, who I heard does send people like up and down with this contraband thing and all these things I got to hear afterwards, and so. And I believe they're also friends with this businessman in the area who knows a lot about the beach and all these things. You know, he was very much I got to know instrumental in my father's death, and so too. So I need those two persons to be questioned, and so I don't know when that's gonna happen, but it has to happen soon. Okay. Um, Going back to the police now. There's a particular businessman. I don't know how he's the executive chair. I'm hearing for many years he's the executive chair for the two local stations, the 51 and 62. And he's not like myself that I've been police trained. I've been Toronto College police trained. I did a course at York University in policing, community policing, and so I have some knowledge at least about policing. I also follow great informative detective shows like Forensic Files and Unsolved Mysteries, and so those are good shows you can learn a lot from. And also, yes, what I want to say is this particular businessman is the chair executive for those stations, and I is that not also a conflict of interest? How could a businessman be in charge of the police? Yes, so let me continue. Yes, this person being the executive chair, I believe he should step down. I don't know how many years he's been executive chair there. I'm hearing like since my dad used to speak about this person. He's a 62 businessman, by the way. Um, People would know who I'm talking about. He has all his trucks taking over a street at 62 there. He has a business there, yes, at 62. Um, yes, so I'm kind of pleased. I heard we got a new commander. Yeah, because the past commanders, I don't know what to say. Um, the just recently one removed. I don't know, or if he left, or what's the story. He was not cooperative at all, you know, and I just can't understand people like who like their own children, their own daughter, and so, and then they don't care about other people or their own other families, and so out there. Like, look at what happened to my father, and yet he's not like showing me any kind of remorse or any kind of cooperation. I'm kind of glad he's gone from that position. Anyways, traveling in taxis, and so I'm hearing, I'm not sure, but I'm hearing that, yeah, the same executive chair, any little thing that happens, the commander gets to go over to him and resolve the issue, and there's certain kind of clandestine arrangement that's being made, and so involving food, liquor, I don't know what kind of form of bribery or whatsoever, but things like that should not happen, we live in this modern world. Everyone should have the police attention if they need the attention of them, right? Yes. I as I said, I have not experienced good response since I left about 3 months now. And yes, I need some attention now because, like, I want to know why I'm not getting attention with these break ins. And now I understand it's because this man, who's the executive chair for the stations there, he also very instrumental in my father's death, I must say. Um, Past caretakers were saying he used to keep meetings with these 62 squatter people that are on our land about ending my dad's life and so. And I want to know how all of this, yes, how all of this can occur, and like there's nothing being done about it. I think he needs to be interrogated as well. With the siblings, 62 squatting people, all accomplices who are highly suspected over my late father's demise, on the beach there with the security guard and so. Why I'm so much stressing on my dad's death? This September here marks 3 years I last saw my dad at the airport, September 19th. So I'm trying to bring more awareness towards his death and so. He's a Canadian. He's a Guyanese as well. He died in his birthright country, but it was a tragedy, right? It wasn't something like natural or so. So I need more attention, you know, especially him being an overseas investor. You can't just what is going on in Guyana? What's really happening, right? Like, are people going to invest in Guyana and then end up being murdered? Like, is that any fair or any fairness towards humanity and people's human rights? And so I don't believe so. So yes, I'm just believing we should have someone neutral. He needs to step down from 5162 there. We need a neutral body to be the head of the stations. And so, because as I said, I had these recent break-ins, and I want to know how come police are not responding. It has to be because he's the one who's instructing who should get attention and who should not get attention from police, which is not right. So yeah, I believe the police, yeah, they need to be more educated staff there. Like they have to know how to relate to people better. And so I was out there. And then I'm hearing like this hate speech again arising behind my back. I got two persons. I can name them if I have to later on. But if it ever comes to that. But what I'm saying, yeah, at least these two persons were kind enough or good enough, or I don't know what to say, to tell me that, uh, hate speech from the police fear me, I don't know what else, because I'm carrying and bringing news to the Home Affairs Minister and all these things. I have to tell the Home Affairs Minister what's going on with my property if I'm not getting no response from the local police. I want to know why they're not responding to um, the two recent break-ins that happened. Anyways, I just want to end off here. Sunsplash is off limits. I repeat, it's off limits. And these contracts, and so I'll be signing soon with these overseas investors. I'm hoping that you know, I get they get the cooperation they need, in the area and so. And I'm just putting a warning to everyone's attention. No one's not allowed there. As I said, it's off limits. No one's not allowed to enter when they feel like, exit when they feel like. They cannot put a hand or on that building or so. They're looking for a lot of trouble because these are overseas investors that are going to be on the property constantly. And so, okay? I hope some of you are pleased right now that, yes, I'm not really much in charge, just overlooking, but I'm not very much in charge of that property anymore, because it seems like, as I said, I keep saying it. It's a bad way of me to inherit all of this, because of my father's death in a most gruesome way. But Yet I don't know. I'm getting a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy from people I know, people I associate with, people around the area, and so it shouldn't be like that. Have some remorse for people. Especially if they how the way they lost someone, and so okay. And it's not, as I said, it's not no competition. No one's not better than you, or what is going through your little fantasy mind or what. Okay. Yes. So, okay. I, I think, yes, more things need to be invested into, the local policing. I'm trying to, I spoke to Home Affairs, Minister about that. And so, um, maybe they need to be retrained, or more equipment, or something needs to be done, to get proper policing in the area. That was actually a question for me when I was going to York. The teacher asked, how can you get tourism hospitality in a country, excuse me, and then no one can resolve. They couldn't, answer the question. I was the only one in class answered. I said, well, you need proper policing, and he agreed with me. The law teacher agreed with me that you need proper policing in a country, because how can you get tourism hospitality? How can you get people visiting your country and wanting to invest and all these kind of things? So, yeah, it was 47 years for my parents. It would have been this weekend gone, the ninth, 2022. And I know they tried very much with Sunsplash. There's lots of politics involved. I'm hoping now some of you understand why the business cannot flourish to the best. It had like this businessman in the area. It had the magistrate that time that wanted to play boss over the beach. It had, yeah, too much politics. A street that they will never want to make. People's cattle coming in our yard. I said that's still an issue I need to resolve yet, and I'm hoping the new beach committee resolves that with me, and so and yes, all who are vending and selling on the beach. I noticed there's a new set of vendors and all these things. They're coming in my yard and they're stealing my coconuts and my mangoes. What kind of crap is this now? So, know thyself, right? And also all those people, they need a license, right, from the GRA, and so to go and sell on the beach there, and they all need a black plastic bag and to pick up all their rubbish when they're done, and so yes, I'm just seeing if I need to address anything else right now. I would like to talk a bit about consumerism when I was out there, and so. But okay, let me touch on one more main thing before I leave here. The main thing is human resources. Lack of human resources in Guyana. No one doesn't want to work. I have my coconuts there. They rather steal them, and so no one doesn't want to work. Hi everyone. Yes, I must conclude here. Yes, there was a $12 million Ghana dollar heist that occurred at Sunsplash in the past. I'm gonna have to discuss that later on. As I said, I have time limited here. I just want to touch on a few more points, right? But because of that, towards tourism and our resort and so on, the past break-ins and ransacks and so, and police and court not cooperating, that's how you can have a business that's going to progress and flourish and all of that to its potential. So, I will touch on that another time, but I just want to say, yes, a lot of things are bubbling lately. Yesterday I went to Yonge and Dundas Square. I was trying to build awareness for my dad. I did a poster, and I had a group of volunteers. We came out and we tried to spread and share the word of my dad's murder, and how we can move forward. We got some good suggestions, people advising me to go to my MP to move forward, um, a person I know, a businessman this morning, just advised me too. Maybe we could raise some funds towards getting some private work done towards my dad's case, and all these things, right? So I'm always open towards suggestions and any kind of help or assistance anyone wants to give towards the case. I'm very glad, and I'm willing to accept any help whatsoever. Anyways, yes, the weather wasn't that great, so I had somewhat of a turnout, but if I have to go back again another day, next month or so before the year is out, I'll see what I can do, right? To continue spreading and sharing the word on my dad's case. Yes. Moving forward. Yeah. In the past there were reinvestigations when I was out there, um it's strange. It starts with the police and then it stops. And then lately too, I was assigned by Home Affairs Minister, a particular person who would take over my dad's case. And look, like 3+ months have passed, and yeah, I haven't really heard from the person or any good response or how we're gonna move forward. And so I really sometimes wonder who's behind all of this. And so, anyways, yes, moving forward, uh, there's an issue that's happening at the beach here with coconuts being stripped. Yes, coconut trees being stripped naked from the coconuts and from the branches, everything. Why is this happening? It shouldn't be happening. Those things were planted, those trees were planted for particular purposes, right? To create oxygen, to protect from the sea. We're at low rising sea level there. So many things, for beauty, for tourism, for you to get to drink, for people to drink the water coconuts. That's their own coconuts. And whatsoever. But, I'm getting to know that a lot of people who own coconut estates, like myself, they live overseas. So that, like other people, locals are going and stealing their coconuts, selling them, making broom. I don't know what they're doing. What I could best advise these persons out the overseas, maybe they should rent out or lease out or get a particular person to manage and caretake, their coconut estate out there. And so get proper surveillance, human resources, technology, good someone good they can trust, to give them an update on, and they can have an income too from it. And so, right, so much bad things happened already to me in my life, and my father, unfortunate death, and the resort and all these things, and I don't know why locals are picking out my coconuts and selling them. That my estate's supposed to pay for the compound, to clean the compound, right? Anyways, I'm glad that Mr. Gobind Harbajan had an opportunity to come forward with this issue on the news, and I'm very glad he addressed it. I hope that's going to scare off all the locals who are, stealing these things. And I'm getting to hear they're stealing these items and selling it to someone prominent in the local government area there, in our local area there, and he's selling it to someone in Georgetown. Wow. Anyways, all of this has to stop. We need improvement in the area, progress. Moving forward, the midpoint access road beside the building, yes. It's been very debatable. My dad maintained that street, my late father, for 19 years. It's high time the government does something about it. Ever since I know, the regional chairman has been promising my parents about it, and so nothing has been done. He too also told me that there's a new beach management committee formed, and then he pushed me over to the tourism minister, female lady there now, who's the minister of tourism, and all these things. So I don't know who to go to and what to do. Sometimes I think these people are just playing games with us business people, and so us overseas people, and trying to make a fool out of us. And so, but at the end of the day, as I repeated before, I reiterated, my father always used to tell me, just do your own thing, and I agree with that. I don't really too care to be a part of anything, I go out there, I do my volunteer work, and so, but I volunteer very much with the street. I helped assisted when was Easter Monday. That's how all of you got access to the beach and got to exit when those high tides were coming up. And so, but the thing is, the work that myself and the region guy got to do, that was just sand, right? We need to make a durable road, with some good materials, an all-weather road, yes. So I spoke to one of the ministers, and he's told me it would be budgeted for October. So I'm hoping to see that happen. Yes. So as I said, it's a very important street. It's a midpoint access so that everybody can escape the high tides, right, from the beach. And so, yeah, I already touched on the beach management committee. I don't know what they're up to and what they're going to do, a new one. And I don't know. I don't see how myself, who is a prominent person there, who has beach property in their family and so out there, cannot be part of the committee. I don't understand that. Other business people are going to be part of it, who do not own property on the beach there. And I do not know what their contribution or how that's gonna work or what, but yes, all I have to say, as long as they don't interfere with my property in front there, I'm kind of upset that the region, they kind of dug up the sand in front of my sandbanks that I was conserving there. They want to make an inland road that didn't make no sense. It should have just went up to the grandstand, not in front of my private property. I own up to high water mark, okay? I am sea defense. I will deal with my own sea defense, okay? No one's not doing that for me. I conserved those high embankments in front of my property for so many years, my dad's property. So I don't need no one to go and mess it up, right? I'll take care of it on my own. No one's not building me a seawall or anything in front of my place. So I will see how I'm going to do it, okay? Anyways, yeah, one last thing I need to really touch on. There's a cattle farmer in my area that keeps stripping my fence. Why is he doing this? He is taking out all my wires and telling me that he will still bring his cows on the beach, even though me and him had an issue with the police, and I got a little change from him, not much reimbursement, and he's still stripping my fence and bringing cattle to destroy my compound. How could we allow this in tourism and hospitality? Come on, Guyana. Come on, people. Come on, government. What is the government doing? I reported this to the Home Affairs Minister. He should have sent him a notice already. I called this guy that the minister put me in charge of, and he's telling me that I should go make it a court matter now. I don't know if everything I have to make a court matter or spend money or police or whatever, and I don't know if it's just going to be back to square one, back again, So, I don't know why the Home Affairs Ministry couldn't just pass him a notice. Anyways, yeah, these were some issues I wanted to touch on before leaving. I didn't get to touch much on consumerism. I might do that next time. But yeah, there are some things that still need improvement, like the fish market, getting ice on the fish all the time, the vegetables being thrown out all the time behind the market. They could be canned and packaged. My dad and I wrote a beautiful essay on that one time. All these things, like I bought, when you buy an item, consumerism, when you buy an item, it should be for the same price for everyone, not an overseas price and a local price, to customers, yes. And when you buy, there should be you should be able to return something if it's not good, if it's not faulty, and all these things. I had all these issues when I was out there, and so at stores and at the market and stuff like that. It shouldn't be that way. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap up now. Thank you so much for your time. This was Ebony Talk, episode 3. Looking forward to sharing more. And yes, everybody take care. Have a good week and weekend ahead, and always be safe and alert. And yes, with all what's ongoing around society and in the world and everything today. All right, let's just hope for the best.